Find the center of your paper and about halfway up, give yourself a tiny little guide dot. Find the center again, go over to the right about halfway, give yourself another dot. Connect that together with a half of a rainbow. See how I'm arching over and then coming down? From there, we're going to make the mouth, we're going to make just the first part, make it look open. So angle in like a slide, going to say 8 o'clock. Then we're going to slide forward to say maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. Can you see how it's even with the end of the rainbow? Let's curve back, making his tummy, and you want to make it just about as long as you made that top curve. So see, I gave myself a little dot and I came back and stopped right there. Now I'm going to make the second half of the body, and it's going to end right about even with the mouth. So I'm going to slide back until it's about even with the mouth. Now when I do the bottom part and I come back, I want to arch up a little bit more like a rainbow, but not a big rainbow. So I'm going up a little, coming back, 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 back. Now we're going to go on to the tail. So I gave a line starting the tail. It's inside the body, and then I'm going to swish out and then up outside the body. The bottom line swishes out and down. Now the tail, you can decide on how tall you want your tail. I'm going to make mine about this tall and about this long. So I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to curve out away from the fish, go down, and then curve away from the fish. Then I'm going to connect it together. You could use a scalloped, a curved line. I'm going to use a wavy line, like a spaghetti line. Then I think for a design, I am actually going to draw number 1 right here in the middle. And I'm going to go forward toward the mouth and touch the tail. So see how that creates a little area? I'm going to add some polka dots in here. I'm going to leave them empty so I can paint them in later. Now I want to double that line on the tail to give myself another area to color in. You can make it different. Let's go back over to the mouth. So let's divide the mouth in half with a diving board line. And you're going to connect it bump, bump. See how it looks like a heart on its side? Let's make that area at the top with the scales. I'm going to curve in and down, connect them together. Now these scales, so you curve, touch, curve, touch, curve, touch. And every time you go across, make sure you touch and connect it. Let's make the eye. So the eye looks like a circle, but it's really curved line. So we're touching the scales. We curved around 1, 2, and 3 times. And the third one in the middle is a dot. I left a little tiny spot for a highlight on the eye. Right between the eye and the mouth, we'll make a curved line coming in and then coming back up. So right below the eye and where the scales are, I'm going to start this fin. You see I came down, it has a tiny bit of a curve to it, and then I flared up and flared down. Connect those together with a wavy spaghetti line. I'm going to double that just like I did the tail. Then I'm going to add 3 lines inside. The middle one is flat, the top one angles up, and the bottom one angles down. All along the bottom of this fish is the Picasso or the clown triggerfish, and it has spots on the bottom half of its body. So all along the bottom, I'm using just an arched line like a rainbow because those circles curve under his belly to the other side and we can't see them. But for the circles that are a little higher, we can see almost the entire circle. And I can make them a few different sizes and kind of space them out. right now you can take a few minutes and check out to see where everything's at. You can see that we have the eye and the scales at the top. We have the tail. We have the fin in the center of the body and the spots. We have the mouth and that little arch over the nose. We're all along the tail. We can add these little lines inside the fin. You can see that on a fish's tail. There's 3 fins, one little one here on the bottom. It swoops back and tucks back in. Up at the top, right above the eye, goes straight up like a number 1. Looks like a crazy hair on his head. Then we're gonna swoop back until you run into the tail. Now at the bottom, little line hanging down, but then you want to swoop back with a wavy line until it touches the tail. Let's go up to the top and we're gonna draw a detail line inside, and you see I'm touching the top of that fin and I'm going down and back up like a V. But do you see how the V has a curve to it? So I'm curving down and back up. Let's do the same thing, but we're going to reverse it. We're going to start from the bottom, curve up and curve back down. It's an upside down V, or looks like a mountain, or it kind of looks like a shark tooth. Then there is a decoration around the mouth. It's a curve, looks like the letter C, and I've doubled it. Now we're ready to go ahead and fill in the background as soon as you catch up. We're going to draw the coral reef right behind, and on the right side you see these swirls, these spirals that I'm making. See how they're leaning? And then in a second we're going to actually touch each end of them and slant to the side. After you connect all those, I would start with the bottom one and slant down to the right corner, and then do the higher ones as you go a layer to the top. Now behind the fish on the left side is this, it looks like a sea fan or a big leaf. So I drew a wavy line across the top from the side all the way over to the fish, and then I drew some straight lines coming down from the top until it runs off the bottom of the paper. I have 3 of those. And then as you just saw me do, I connected those lines that came from the top to the bottom, and I went out to the sides with veins. Look like somewhat of a V, but a real open V. So you touch those veins coming down and go off to the side left and go off to the side right, and sometimes you'll have to jump over your fish.